Hey guys, it's about 5:20 in the afternoon here on November 4th, and I took 3 trades today. Two of them were winners, and one of them was a small loser. The winners were also small, but I ended the day green. Not nothing spectacular, like 7 cents, which But I think the theme for this week is going to be protect your capital because this is a week of uncertainty with the elections and everything. So there were some stocks like NIO that were moving pretty good this week, but those are out of my price range at the moment. So I'm not getting into those. And basically, the trade that I took in the aftermarket today was with Bkep, which popped up on the top gainers list right away. And I think I pulled it up when this candle formed, and then it kind of didn't do anything. And you can see here, this is the 1 minute chart. And this candle here formed at 402, and then this one formed at 405. So there was like kind of some dead time there. And in that time, I was looking at other stocks that were popping up. So there's no way I could have caught this move here. And then when it came back up, or I guess when I looked at it again, it was making this candle was forming. So my strategy is whenever there's a run up in the aftermarket like this, that I wait for the first pullback and then I buy for the high or the break of the high of a 1 minute candle. So that's what I did here. And the hopes of that is that, this thing goes up, it pulls back a little bit, and then it continues up higher, right? And that does happen fairly, regularly. I don't want to say it happens like 50% of the time. But maybe it does when the markets are a little bit hotter, maybe even more than 50% of the time when the markets are hotter. But right now, everything's so crazy with the election going on that it's definitely not happening 50% of the time. So anyway, and I didn't get to video the trade just because of a Zoom meeting that I was in, pretty much every day at 4, just about, except for Fridays, I'm in a meeting. So I have to kind of do this in the background. And I can't be recording the screen because there's people that pop up on my screen sometimes. So anyway, but here are my orders just so you can see I did actually take the trade. I got in at 407. So I was watching the pullback on this candle, and I marked out the high of day, the high of this candle, which was 173. So as soon as I saw 174 or better, I was going to get in using my hotkeys, and that's what I did. I got in on this candle. And I think it kind of popped up. It didn't really hit 174. It popped up a little bit higher. It looks like 177. So it basically went from 173 to 177, and that's where I got filled at 177. So then initially I think my stop loss was here, but I thought, you know what, I got a little bit of a high fill there. Let me just put it here, and this is of course mental stop losses. This is in the aftermarket. You can't have hard stops, but essentially what happens is if the price came back down to that level, I would get out. And luckily it popped up a little bit on this candle, and then I sold off half my shares. I had 8 shares. I sold off half my shares. It was only at $1.78, so I think it was like popping between 179 and 178 at the time, and just when I happened to hit the sell button, it came back down to 178. So that was only a 4-cent gain. But anytime I sense this kind of like hesitation in the stock to pop, I rather kind of start selling out early because it reduces my position size and therefore reduces my risk and the loss potential if the thing does come back down. So I don't really care about taking, tiny gains or break-even trades, because when you're trading a commission-free broker like Webull or Thinkorswim or stuff like that, you don't have to worry about paying commissions and things like that. So you don't have to try to, get the trade to work, or, let me hold until my stop loss gets hit because I need to try to let this trade play out. You're going to end up losing money like that, I think, especially in weeks like today weeks like this week where the markets are pretty crazy. So then it continued to pop a little bit higher. I think eventually this thing got to 182, but it didn't stay there very long. I got some more out at 180. And then the idea is once I've sold, even after that first pop, once I've sold for a profit, then my strategy is that I have to get out whenever it comes back down to my break even, which was 177. And it did. It ended up coming back down. I guess it was probably, no, it was still on this candle. Let's see. Yeah, all the sells were on the same candle. It was on this candle. This was where I entered. This was where I was selling. And it finally came back down to my break even. I saw 177 and I hit sell all, and I got filled at 176. It happens, not too big of a deal. So, I ended up making just a tiny bit of profit here, like 2 cents. That's it. But it wasn't a loss, and look what would have happened if I would have, tried to hold and hope. This thing did come back down, and if I would have sold because it passed through my break even, then I would have taken a loss. The whole idea behind this trade was to get in on a pullback and for this stock to do the exact same thing it did here. After the pullback, shoot back up. It didn't do that. So, I'm totally happy with the fact that I got out. And if you look further into what ended up happening, it did pop a little bit here, but it didn't even go back to the high of day. So, that's not really anything. That's like a fake breakout. And then right after that, it sold off. And right now it's at 160, way below where I got in at. I got in at 177. And this is way later. I mean, this was right after the market closed, and right now it's 525. So, I wouldn't want to be holding this thing, riding this loss out, trying to, wait to see if it comes back up or whatever. I mean, this thing may shoot up on tomorrow morning. You never know, but that's not my strategy. It's to get in and try to get the trade to do what I think it's going to do, and if it doesn't, get out. So anyway, that was my aftermarket trade for today, and like I said, today was crazy. I still ended the day with a tiny bit of a green day, and I'm basically protecting my capital right now for when things play out the way they do when the markets are hot, so I'll be ready. I'll have money in the account instead of blowing it up and then not be, having to add more when things get better. Hope this helps. Take care, guys.